So, welcome to my presentation on CPUs. The CPU is a central processing unit and is essentially the brains of a computer. It is an intricate part of a computer and performs the system's calculations and processing. They abide by typically a four-step process. The first step is called fetch, and it involves the CPU looking for some sort of instruction from the computer. Then goes into the decode stage, where it takes this instruction, breaks it up into parts, and these parts are dependent on different aspects of the CPU that executes different parts. Okay, which leads into the execution stage, where portions of the CPU are connected so that the operation can be performed. And the last stage deals with write back, and that's where the CPU writes the result of the step that has been executed in memory. Some key properties: they are built of millions of transistors etched into tiny square silicon called a die. You can see from these images that are no wider than your thumb. There are two main components of a CPU: the arithmetic logic unit and the control unit. The arithmetic logic is what performs the logical and arithmetic-based calculations, and the control unit actually retrieves the instructions from memory, decodes them, and finally executes them. For small workstations, CPUs are housed in a single chip known as a microprocessor. However, for larger machines, multiple printed circuits are in fact required. In terms of an interface, CPUs insert directly onto a motherboard, and it's an embedded device that can be found inside the computer. So here, just wanted to run through what we were covering in class quickly. So this is the video of what we did in a group. So here, we're actually getting at the CPU. So the first thing we're doing is we're removing the fan sync wire from the motherboard, and that is connected to sort of a fan device that is located right on top of the CPU, and that cools the CPU. And the trick in this case, when we were struggling a little bit with this, was to remove the clip by simply pressing down. That way it actually releases the fan, and you actually remove it, and we actually have it there in sort of a more magnified view so you can see what it looks like. So then, in order to lift the processor out of the socket, we actually have to use the ZIF socket, the handle, and point it upward, and that actually acts as almost like a spring device. So the CPU unit springs out, and we can actually grab it, and you can see that we're doing it here. So we're trying to move the handle upwards, and we're a little bit worried about pressure because it was a little bit of a pressure. It's tension, so there's a little bit of a force, and the CPU snaps out, and you can lift at it. Lift the processor out of the socket and take a look at what the processor looks like. So here's a nice good image of what we had. So from looking at the processor, we actually look at CPU speed, bus speed, L2 cache size, and core voltage, all key properties of a processor. You can see there, that's the processor. We sort of flash that. And again, we followed the reverse instructions for reinstalling the CPU. Same idea, you have to line up diamond patterns on the CPU so that the CPU actually has to go in a certain way when putting it back in to where it belongs in the computer. So then the ZIF handle is again lowered to again spring down and to hold the CPU in place. So we're just going to switch gears and talk a little bit about the recommendations, which is why I pulled out sort of the web page, the wiki page. Talk about the basic users. The basic users after an Athlon Type 64X2, it's dual core processing, which gives you that added performance when running multiple applications. It uses hypertransport technology for high-speed input-output communication, cool and quiet technology, and the average price is about $49.99 for one. If we talk about the professional business user, AMD Opteron is what you're looking after. Many businesses use this system on two-way servers or workstations. Best to deal with heavy-duty web serving and messaging. Supports very large memory. It also gets information more quickly and produces results rapidly by reducing memory delay. Again, it comes in dual core and quad core, and they can run you anywhere around $465.99 for that case. And the last one, talking about the high-performance gamer, Phenom Black, and you can see this little image here that it generates. So it's perfect for gaming. Enhanced performance for gaming. This pipeline idea, which I thought was pretty cool, that actually helps guide data through and prevents stopover or delay. Hypertransport technology delivers realistic gaming experiences, and Digital Media Express also helps with 3D graphics, which will be excellent for watching videos and DVDs. I apologize for that spelling mistake. And the prices range from anywhere from $246 to $320 on Tiger Direct. cd@.ca. That's it for me. Hopefully you enjoyed this brief but informative presentation on CPUs. Thank you.